Well, spooky season is going by really fast, and I thought, fuck it, I might as well do at least one tier list video during the month, so that's why tonight I'm going to be using a tier list to rank a bunch of random horror games that I've gotten to play over the years. And when I say random, yeah, it's pretty fucking random. This is the list. It's 11 games, and yeah, I mean, you got the Slender games, you have FNAF, you got Outlast, and Resident Evil, one Resident Evil game, Quiet Place, Blair Witch. It's a very random list, but these are all the games I was able to put together, and yeah, I don't know, I do need to play more horror games. So let's just get started with this tier list video, starting off with the very old but very impactful survival horror game, Slender, the 8 Pages. Now hear me out, if you were there back in the early 2010s when this game was first coming out, it left such an impact for so many kids, especially, who were watching YouTubers play this game, that eventually we all got to play the game eventually, because, you know, it was a free download, and it left such a huge impact for what it was. Now, yes, it's basically what the title says. I mean, you're going around the woods collecting 8 pages, and occasionally Slender Man will pop up and try and kill you. It's very simple, but very effective for its time, and it left such an impact for so many people, so many kids, like me. I was like 7 years old when I was like starting to play this game, and I was fucking freaked out by it. So because of its impact and I guess nostalgia, I have to put in the S tier. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, the game was effective for its time, but also the impact that it put on so many people, so many kids, and it's kind of, this was the game that introduced us to Slender Man, to the character. So I have to put it in the S tier. I just have to. I'm sorry, but yeah, moving on to the next game, which is Slender the Arrival. Now, yes, just like the 8 Pages, I also played this game at a very young age, and yeah, it was pretty fucking effective. Obviously, it tries to expand upon its predecessor, that being the 8 Pages, which, you know, tries to have more of a story and tries to have more than, you know, just you have going around collecting 8 pages, which, story-wise, this game is, it's very vague, it's very mysterious. It doesn't actually, like, try, you know, to explain to you, like, everything that's happening. But did I care when I first played this game? Fuck no. I didn't care why Slender Man was going out trying to kill me. I didn't care why there was some demented looking girl named Kate trying to kill me while I was trying to fix some fucking generators. I didn't care there was some fucked up looking boy chasing me around in a cornfield. I didn't care. All that mattered was that it was effective and scared the living shit out of me. So that's why I'm gonna put this game in A. I mean, it's very short. It is a little too short. Like, if you're trying to speed run through this game, it'll probably take you like maybe an hour and a half to beat, and I can't help but respect it, just like the 8 Pages. Sorry. But yeah, moving on to the next game, which is going to be the very first Outlast. Now, unlike the Slender Man games, I actually played this game really fucking recently, like earlier this year for the first time, I think in like March, and honestly, for a game that came out in like 2013, this game is still really fucking effective and a really fun horror game. It is really fucking good for its time. Like, it has the atmosphere, it takes place in an asylum with basically sick, demented people trying to kill you, and it feels very hopeless. Like, you can't defend yourself, you can't use any weapons, you either run, hide, or die, like the game literally tells you. And I really enjoy those type of horror games, unlike the ones where it's like first-person shooters where you have a weapon, you can defend yourself against the threat or whatever's trying to kill you, like, you know, like the Resident Evil games, which I will get to Resident Evil 7 soon. But the games like this and Alien Isolation, where you can't really defend yourself almost like at all, I don't know, I enjoy these type of games a lot more. For its time, this game is really fucking impressive and really cool, and it's a fun horror game. It's not like terrifying, but it's a fun horror game, and I really enjoyed it, and that's why I have to put the game in S. Like, it's still, I was just baffled by how like impressive this game was, despite the fact that it came out like 12 years ago. This game is fucking awesome, and it's still worth playing even in 2025. So yeah, moving on to the next game, which is going to be the very first Five Nights at Freddy's. I was originally going to talk about at least the first 4 games, and I was like, nah, too many games, too many FNAF games. I was just like, nah, I'll just talk about the first game. Yeah, like Slender Man, this game left such an impact for so many people. It sort of brought back that feeling of watching YouTubers like Markiplier play this game, and then we all got to play it, and we really enjoyed it. I personally didn't find it as scary or as frightening as the Slender Man games, but I still enjoyed it. I mean, it's very basic. You know, you're in a security room, you're checking the cameras, and, you know, there's animatronics trying to kill you and jump scare you, and it's simple, it's very basic, but it left such an impact, and so many, you know, so many theories about the lore and all that, and it expanded into a fucking franchise and even got a movie. Like, this franchise has become so fucking huge and left such an impact on so many people. And it's all thanks to this very first FNAF game, so of course I have to respect it, despite how really simple it is. I have to respect it, so I'll put an A. I'm not going to put an S because, like I said, I didn't find the game super frightening. It didn't really scare me, but it was still very effective. It launched into, became this really big franchise, and of course I have to respect it. I gotta appreciate it. So yeah, moving on to the next game, which is going to be Alien Isolation. Let me tell you, if you are a fan of the Alien franchise, like the very first Alien movies, like your favorite movie of all time, then if you play this game, it's surely gonna be like your favorite video game of all time. Like, this game perfectly nails like the atmosphere, the dread, and the hopelessness that was in that very first Alien movie. This game is like almost perfect. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a bit slow, it does drag, and when we're not focusing on the things that we want to focus on and what we, the things that we want to be scared of, like the xenomorph, it's a little annoying, a little frustrating when we're having to deal with like androids or just people. It's a little annoying, but when that xenomorph is out and about trying to kill you, it is fucking scary. It's intense, and I had so many intense moments of that xenomorph. It is very scary. So yeah, this game perfectly has the atmosphere and the dread that was in that very first Alien movie. So if you are a fan of the Alien franchise, I do recommend you play this game. It still holds up. This came out in like 2014, and it's still fucking awesome, and it's still worth playing. So I have to put the game in S. It has its issues, it has its flaws, but man, I was so impressed by this game, and I was scared for the most time playing this game. It was a fucking intense ass game, which I love. So yeah, really enjoyed Alien Isolation. It is still worth playing. But yeah, moving on to the next game, which is going to be Until Dawn. Now, yes, this is a very, very different type of horror game. This is an interactive game where it all depends on your decision making and the choices you make of how the story's going to go and who lives and who dies. And it's one of those games. And I think this game, as an interactive horror game, it does its job just fine. Like, when it comes to the characters and the dialogue and all that, it's nothing too crazy. It clearly is kind of drawing inspiration from, like, slasher movies and all that, which, if you're a fan of slasher movies, it's fun to watch, it's bearable. But if you can't stand like annoying basic teenage characters from slasher movies, then you might not find these characters too crazy. But that's the thing, it's all about the decisions you make of what's going to happen to these characters and who lives and who dies and all that. So it makes it a little more tolerable and a little more fun. And this game, it draws inspiration from slasher movies. You got like a psychotic killer on the loose doing some crazy shit, but also tries to do its own thing with the Wendigos, and it tries to be a little unique. And yeah, I think it does its job just fine as a interactive horror game. I enjoyed it quite a bit, so I'll put the game at A. It was a pretty fun time. So yeah, moving on to the next game, which is going to be, oh boy, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Now, I say oh boy because this is probably going to be the most divisive opinion in this entire video. I didn't really like Resident Evil 7. I wasn't a fan of it. I was told that this is the scariest one in the entire franchise. I was told that you can just jump into this without knowing anything about the franchise. So I was like, alright, let's give it a shot. Let's see if it's any scary or not. And I mean, it started off promising. You're going into a creepy house, and there's like a fucked up family. It's trying to kill you, and it's kind of giving off Texas Chainsaw vibes. I was like, okay, this seems decent. We'll see how it goes from here. And as I kept going, I was like, oh, so this is like a first-person shooter horror game where you got to collect a bunch of weapons and stuff to defend yourself from the threats. And I was like, I don't know, as I kept playing, I just really wasn't getting into it. It had a story, at least. It had some sort of story to it. Not that I was really interested in it, but it had a story to it, so I can at least respect that. But there was just a lot of the threats, the monsters that you're going up against, like these big fat poo monsters that you're going up against. They weren't scary in the slightest. They were just really annoying and frustrating, and I really didn't care for those. And I don't know, there's a few boss fights that I was really bad at and sucked at. So I don't know. I don't know. I really couldn't get into this game. I wasn't a fan of it. It's just a first-person shooter horror game. If you like this type of horror games, that's fine. But it's not really for me, so that's why I'm going to put Resident Evil 7 in C. I'm sorry if that's a bit harsh, but I tried getting into it, and I just couldn't, both story-wise and gameplay-wise. I just wasn't a fan, so sorry. But yeah, moving on to the next game, which is going to be Outlast 2. So as you now know, I fucking love the first Outlast game. I thought it was a perfectly fun survival horror game, while Outlast 2, on the other hand, was okay. It was decent. It tried to go for this village setting that, although I don't think was as immersive or as intriguing as the Asylum from the first game, it was something different. I can appreciate that. There's a lot of flashbacks in this game to like a school, which I like the atmosphere of a creepy school and you're alone, but the flashbacks honestly just kept going over and over and over, and it was always the same shit every time. It just wasn't very interesting. It still has its fun parts of you getting chased around by crazy people, especially this freaky ass woman who holds a crucifix and's got a really weird voice. I don't know, a lot of Christianity stuff in this game. Like every time I pick up a note, it was always looked like it was something taken straight out of the Bible. I was like, I'm not fucking reading this, what the heck? And there's a lot of disturbing imagery. Like there was some of that in the first game, but this game like really amps it up. And it's definitely a less fun version of the first game, I'm not gonna lie. But Other than that, it was okay. It had its fun moments, but yeah, it definitely was not as good as the first game. It was a bit of a downgrade, so I'll just put the game in B. It was okay. It was okay. But yeah, moving on to the next game, which is going to be the Blair Witch game. If you would enjoy a horror game that is basically just you wandering around the woods, unsure of where to go, and just kind of looking for stuff, that's basically the Blair Witch game. I was really not into this game. I mean, I don't even know what I was expecting. It's a fucking Blair Witch game. I mean, the whole movie is like just people in the woods yelling at each other, and they're basically lost. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, where they're going. That's basically the Blair Witch game. You're in the woods, and you're lost, and you're looking for stuff. You don't know where the fuck you're going most of the time, and that's basically all it is. Like, there's occasional parts of, like, threats and things appearing, like this whole thing called a fight, where you have to, like, put your flashlight in front of, like, a monster or whatever, and I don't know, that's like the little bit of action you actually get in this game. You have a dog with you throughout most of the game, so at least like there's a bit of intensity and, you know, suspense about whether the dog was going to live or not, and that was kind of a fun little aspect of the game. But other than that, this game was lame. I didn't understand what it was trying to do. There's a bit of like backstory to the character that you're playing as, but I really didn't care. I really couldn't give a shit. The game tries to be really weird and trippy near the end. I just couldn't get into it. Supposedly this game has 2 endings to it, but it's just, the game isn't replayable. It's just really boring, and I was feeling pretty miserable playing this game, and I was like, I don't know what I was expecting. It's a Blair Witch game, but I'm somehow still disappointed. Like, what the hell? So I'm putting the game in D. I was let down. I really did not like this game. It was kind of trash, I'm not gonna lie. Sorry. But yeah, moving on to the next game is another interactive horror game, that being The Quarry. Honestly, I'd say I enjoyed this game about as much as Until Dawn. I know that some people think this game is way worse compared to Until Dawn, but no, I think I enjoyed it just as much. It kind of has the same type of characters, the same type of dialogue, the same type of decision making. It's all about your choices, that, you know, what happens to the characters, if they live or die. It's basically the same. It definitely has more of a Friday the 13th type feel at the start, because, you know, kids, teenagers going camping and stuff. It kind of has the same feel, but we find out that the threat of this game is not a boy that drowned years ago and has come back for revenge. No, it's werewolves. It's basically just werewolves. It's a very weird looking werewolves as well. Like, they kind of look like werewolves and wendigos came together and they created these werewolves. I don't know, they look a little weird in this game. There's some familiar faces in this game as well. We get to see David Arquette, fucking Dewey from Scream. He was there. It's kind of good to see him. Lynn Shay from the Insidious movies, she was there. She appeared briefly. Ted Raimi played a really big part as well. So that made the game a little more fun. And overall, yeah, I don't know, I'd say I liked it just as much as Until Dawn. I don't have too many issues with it. I'd say I liked it just as much. So I'll put an A. I'll say Until Dawn was a little bit better, especially when it came to like the threats, like the Wendigos and stuff. I enjoyed that aspect a little more. But other than that, I'd say it's about as good. I still enjoyed it. But yeah, moving on to the last game, that being A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead. God, I'm not gonna lie, it feels like nobody played this game. I thought this game was gonna go crazy. Everyone was gonna be playing it. It felt like nobody played this game, and everyone who did play this game just automatically just forgot about it. And I also kind of forgot about it. It's not the most memorable game, but when it first came out, I was enjoying it. I kind of liked it. I'm a fan of the movies. I like the first 2 Quiet Place movies, and I don't mind Day One. I thought it was decent. So I like the movies, so I was really looking forward to this game, and I enjoyed it. The first bit of it, you know, it actually felt like I was in the movie. The monsters look like, you know, how they look in the movies. They sound exactly the same, and it was kind of fun, even if like it was kind of weird and dumb how the character was pregnant and had asthma. It's like, who is this character? Who the fuck am I playing as? But other than that, like, I had a good time for the most part. Like, it started to get repetitive as I kept going. I was like, alright, this is getting a little just the same old shit. I'm gonna avoid the monster. It started to get a little repetitive, and the game was also a bit buggy as well. Like, I literally have a clip of a really bad bug that I came across, like, with a monster, and it really kind of took away the fear of the game. It definitely ruined it a bit. It's like, I still have the clip. Like, take a look. Yeah, pretty bad. But I still kind of enjoyed the game. I thought it was decent. I'll put it in B. I kind of enjoyed it as someone who's a fan of the movies. It felt cool. It felt like I was in the movies. That's all I kind of mainly enjoyed about it, even if it did start to get a little repetitive and if the story was extremely forgettable and nothing too special. But I enjoyed it for what it was. I didn't mind it. And yeah, this is it. This is my tier list ranking of a bunch of random horror games that I've played over the years. I don't know, I've been playing a lot of horror games recently, and on my PlayStation, Spooktober was coming out, so I was just like, I don't know, I really wanted to do this video really badly, so I was like, fuck it, let's just do it. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're all having a good October so far, and you're getting ready for Halloween, you're having a good time, and I don't know what the fuck I'm getting out next, whether it'll be a video or a live stream, we'll have to wait and see, but until then, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, and yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna end the video pretending like I'm getting chased by John Walker.